minutes to 6. Good morning. Let's get into some of the headlines. My name is Ifeyemi Andrew. If you had followed the news, I'm sure there are plenty of headlines there you might want to respond to. The FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, says no regrets in his supporting Siminalayi Fubara to become governor. Governor Fubara absent at former governor's banquet. State of public schools in the Rivers State worrisome. Schools open in the new year today. President Tinubu orders probe of Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. There's quite a lot because I know that she had even talked about monies being paid for, was it the Shaw P program or I can't remember which one. And she said payment had already started, and some of the people I knew that were in that program said they've not received anything. Because she had said they needed to align the monies and figure out what has been paid before, why it was halted before the resumed payment. Well, let's see how it goes. BBC investigation uncovers proof of widespread abuse by late TB Joshua. It's another very interesting one. Let's get into the phone lines. So we'll take your calls. 0817 923 0007. 0817 923 0003. Again, 0817 923 0007. 0817 923 0003. Now, those are the numbers you can call to join in on the conversation. You can also use the WhatsApp portal and send WhatsApp messages to 0809 030 6416. 0809 030 6416 is the WhatsApp number. And number of messages already. This one is from Ola. He says, Chijoke Hunwo says Martin Samewole should tender apology to people of Origbe in Obiakwa government area. That's a good one because the impeachment move by him has caused a little setback to the government of the state. This one is from Nicholas Erasmus. Says, on Betty Eddie's saga, I feel so disappointed at her, even though not too surprised, since in APC anything can happen. But I also appreciate women ministers like Okonjo Iweala, Obi Ezekwesili, late Dora Akunyili. Dora Akunyili wasn't a minister. She wasn't NAFDAC DG. But I get what you're saying. Who performed as virtuous women. And secondly, this is an investigation. There was allegation that was made. It is not confirmed that she took anything like that. And it's an allegation that has been made. And so investigation will go in and then figure out whether indeed she was really involved in such an activity. And besides, it shouldn't come as a shock. She's I don't think we should begin to make it like a woman or a woman shouldn't or a man, because this is politics and we're all human beings and anything is very possible. We're seeing what's happening with EFCC, the CBN, former governor, former ministers, it's a lot, former aides to President Buhari. If you remember, that's also another investigation going on. So let's not don't make it a woman thing or a woman versus man thing. We're human beings, and so look at everybody who's there as a human being and look at their character from that angle as a human being. What is right and what is wrong. This one says, good morning. Whether Governor Siminalayi Fubara was in the occasion or not, FCT Minister is still in charge. That's what I know. Colin Tuwanyan from Ulakwa Eche. This one says, top of the morning to you, Ifeyemi. In as much as I know that many investigations have been going on in the country with no results, there should be a thorough and comprehensive investigation conducted to ascertain the accuracy and validity of the reported details. The allegation leveled against Betta Edu is a test of Tinubu's fight against corruption. Okay. When you say it like that, it's almost as though you assume that they should catch her. What if she didn't do it? Time will tell. Did Wike invite the governor? Confidence from Osusu Eche. That's a very good question. Was he invited to be at the event? He cannot just come if he wasn't invited. And I think him coming or not should not mean anything. That is the FCT minister. Like, if I want to come, I come. If I don't want to come, I wouldn't come. Apologies to that. I don't think it should even be something that we force about, whether he was there or not. He has other business of states to attend to, and that event was one put by the minister. And that's it. There are many people who would have events in this state. the governor must not go. But then again, if he was not invited, and maybe he was even invited, and then he had spoken with the minister to say, "Oh, for that reason, I don't think I can make it." The minister would also understand. Let's get on to it now. To the phone lines we go. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Nigeria Info, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
This is Akuku from Okeche, the first one of Eche.
I don't know about the firstborn.
The defected House of Assembly did not reach him before they defected. Why is he telling Rivers State for lie? Nigeria is telling us to lie. We cannot no longer belong on him, believe on him again. What kind of man of that dignity is saying that? This guy, he told them to defect for his own defender. And now let me go. He said that he's not regret over since to become a governor. Let me tell you, as a minister, what Peter Kola stand is the man. It's not what how he's doing. I get to my point. Let him be careful of himself or where he's going to his godfather.
Be easy, Dakuku, easy. You might not mean to be offensive, but the energy in your voice, the tone is... I get why you are saying you don't believe the FCT minister. It's very understandable, because if he is in charge in the PDP, as many members of the PDP would say, it's almost as though nothing happens in the PDP in Rivers State, especially of that magnitude, and he would not be aware of it. So I would understand that. And he even said it there, that these people claim to be loyal to me. And people who are not loyal, who claim to be loyal to the minister, and then in their acts they show to be disloyal. We know that he does not even... The past antecedents has shown us how he relates with such people. So I would understand your point when you say you don't believe him. Looking at those. Nigeria Info, good morning.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning.
Yep, go on.
My name is Honorable Dade from Nkoro.
Okay, go ahead.
I've had a minister's statement that they did not tell him before the debate. That is a big lie. Even though they tell him, what was it? He said he did not regret appointing Nala Ifugara as a governor. We did not regret not voting for Taku to put aside to vote for him in 2015. We voted for him for 2015, leave our son. Did not make Ifugara governor. Rivers will make Ifugara governor. The 23 LGA come out to vote for Ifugara. So you should allow Ifugara to work. And I want to commend my local government chairman, Dr. Yadasi Kigan, for the bursary payment and the project over Nkoro. And the Anthony local government chairman, Raspa, would come and see Carnival. Andrew Smith, because Anthony, a two-stage on what I've never seen it before. That particular local government chairman is trying. Thank you very much. God bless. I remain on the radar from Nkoro.
Thank you very much. I hope local government workers in Andoni, Pobo Nkoro, hope they got something. They got the 100,000 that went to state workers. Did they get to local government workers in that local government? As much as the carnival and stage on water is fantastic, if the civil servants got money in their pockets, it will technically get to everybody, because it means that the Yuletide will be fantastic. The carnival don't finish. But not to say it's not worth it. But please, let's also look at that constituent, local government workers, very important. And then the governor the former governor saying that if he wanted an Ikwere man, nobody has the capacity to stop him. Makes me question, is he indirectly... Are politicians, because he would not be the first to make such comments. There are many other times. There was another time the former governor had said, I bought forms for all of them. Does it mean that in elections in this country, the people, we really don't? It's about, if you are a member of a political party, you're not supposed to think anymore. So if the leaders of the party said, this is who we are following, all of you have no choice, all of you that belongs to the political party. You line up and go and follow the person, which means everything we say on radio about the people waking up and having a mind of their own to be able to think does not really relate to people in political parties, because at the end of the day, it is whatever their leader says. Because for the former governor to confidently say, without considering the fact that this is a democracy, the people are supposed to vote, but says, if I wanted this, nobody has the capacity to stop me, then it simply would mean that maybe perhaps there is another thing that is needed to win elections, and not just the people voting. That's a question. Is that what the situation is? Or perhaps he meant something else. Nigeria Info, good morning.
Morning, Andrew.
You're welcome.
Yeah, mine, the area of public education, schools that resumed.
Your name, please.
My name is from Bori.
Okay. We can barely hear you, so you'd have to please try and maybe move around or something.
I hear now.
Yes.
Yeah, I was saying something about schools have resumed, and the former Commissioner of Education, he has sent material to material, and they will get it from there. I am pleased to send materials. Let's go to the schools. So they are in the back.
It's so sorry. It's really, I think you have to call back. But what you're saying, I've tried to reach out to the principals of some of the public schools because the Ministry of Education, nobody wants to speak. I don't want to mention names, but nobody wants to speak. The principals of the schools are like, there's a hierarchy. We can't speak unless, and I'm saying, okay, if permanent secretaries and because we don't have a commissioner now, and those you'd expect to say something can't say anything or won't say anything, okay, at least perhaps we have information from the Commissioner for Information to say what the government is doing ahead of school resumption. Are materials being distributed? Are they going to be paying for uniforms, or is that still going to be something provided for by the school? What the principals are doing? What is expected of the children when coming back to school? Are their parents buying anything new for them? Is that what the government is providing? The monies provided for teachers to run the school, for principals overhead to run the schools on a daily, like certain important questions that should be answered. Unfortunately, at the moment, we don't have, or we couldn't reach anyone in government that will be willing to answer those questions. Hopefully, it changes. We hope that they understand that it is more than politics, but more about governance. So you owe the people these explanations. In other parts of the world where we admire, I don't even want to say other parts of the world. I think it's just common knowledge that you owe the people this because it's taxpayers' money. It's simple. You just owe them this. Nigeria Info, good morning. Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Andrew, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yes, my name is John Amadaleto, calling from Obidogan Community.
Okay, go ahead.
Andrew, EMK said that he has no regret of making Simlai governor. And said even though he wanted to make Kureman the governor, that he has the capacity. Andrew, did you see what we are saying every morning? Now, Andrew, EMWK, the minister is INEC. The minister is the voter of Rivers people that can decide for Rivers States. Andrew, when we talk, they assume that we are talking too much. And he said the people who defected from PDP to APC that is not aware. Andrew, is it not so wicked that we speak today that what he's speaking is a reality to Rivers people? This is a man who said he cannot be a second-class citizen. This is a man who said he doesn't need to be a minister. Today, this is a man who said APC is a cancer, and he's coming on radio yesterday, said the assembly who defected to APC, that is not aware. Is it a man that will believe? Andrew, if you need to speak one, the one is zero because his word today is no longer valid in the year of Rivers people. Andrew,
all right.
Good morning.
Good morning, Amadi. But as for the minister being INEC and being, we don't know about that. He's not. We know where INEC is. That's why I think I also added and said perhaps he meant something else that we don't understand. Only him can explain. But anybody that would take his speech or what he said literally, then what it would imply is, okay, the people are supposed to vote. That's the much that we know. So when you say that, what else do you mean? Maybe he meant at the party level, he has the influence to ensure that a person emerges as the candidate. It could be a lot of things. We can't tell. But what we do know for sure is that for a person to emerge as governor or as president in this country, people would have to go to the polls and vote. That's what it means. People would have to go and vote. So we can only wait on the minister to explain what he meant by if he wanted to put this person there, nobody can stop it. Because that also that statement for many people would mean a lot about the Nigerian politics. Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Azunda calling from Yeah, good morning. Azunda calling from Bushwick.
All right, Azunda, go ahead.
Yeah, the FCT minister saying that he has no regret making His Excellency Kasimilale Fubara the governor. I think for me it's a good one because on his own part, when he was the governor, he tried the way he could. And also now that the governor is performing, the present governor, I think there is no regret. Even to Rivers people, they can attest to it. And His Excellency, the former senator, saying that he has left SDP. I think for me, I will ask him, how many parties would you want to be in each electoral time? Every time it differs from one party to another. I think for me, that is not the best way to go.
Okay. Thank you very much. Nigeria Info. I think you meant Senator Abbey. That's what you were trying to say. Nigeria Info, good morning.
Good morning, Efiemi.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, my name is Chief Comrade Iambridge, Chairman Young Elders Council.
Go on.
Efiemi, the Minister of SPT said he did not regret. And if he wants to also bring Ikwereman, he has the capacity to bring Ikwereman as a governor. Well, I want to ask the former governor of Rivers State, E.F. Wike, is he a god? Or is he the INEC? Or is he the military? Or is the police? See, remove him as a minister of Federal Republic of Nigeria. Let us see that capacity he has in Rivers State. Remove Tinubu out of this matter. And let's see the capacity if we can have. I tell you, even his word, he cannot win it. See, Rivers people cannot be cowed. He takes a lot of things out of Rivers State from Rivers people. Look at the Songhai farm. Look at the banana plantation. Look at Buguma fish farm. Look at Aro SSDA. Look at demonstration school. Look at Timari. Look at Rivers Transport. He take it out of Rivers people and just build bridge between Obuapo and Port Harcourt City out of 23 local governments and say he has the capacity. Let him remove Tinubu, remove him as FCT minister, and let him come and let's see how Rivers State will do with him. And somebody of that magnitude coming to say he has the capacity. Let him not discuss Rivers State, because the governor of Rivers State is greater than everybody, is the number one citizen. When he was the governor, they accorded him that respect. Let him also accord the governor of Rivers State that respect. In as much as he brought him, that doesn't mean that the guy can just be pushed.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's move on to another caller now. Nigeria Info, good morning. Oh, we lost that call. Let's touch on some headlines on some of the newspapers. On the Punch, this one says, Better Edu, Tinubu vows sanctions as anger grows over 585 million naira scandal. Immigration unveils online passport application portal today. Lawmakers budget fresh 30 billion naira for National Assembly renovation. Manufacturers may sack workers as Naira loses 39%. All those are headlines on the Punch newspaper. Quadruplet mom leaves hospital after Tompolo's firm pays 4 million naira bill. Wow, that's a lot. On the Vanguard newspaper, there's also this headline there. Naira notes scarcity, crunch worsens, banks ration cash across the counter. Farmers, traders in Kebbi fume over extortion by security operatives. You would find that one on the Vanguard newspaper. And this one says EFCC's visit. Dangote explains, assures stakeholders. We know that last week there's been talks about certain issues with Dangote Group, and they needed Dangote to come in for questioning. This one says 44 billion naira fraud. PDP wants immediate sack, prosecution of minister. It's confusing. 44 billion naira. Is that Edu they're talking about, or is it Betty Edu or somebody else? I think that's a picture right there. But you could open it up and find out the details. 44 billion naira fraud. PDP wants immediate sack, prosecution of minister. Adeboye says Nigeria's money in wrong hands. Those are some of the headlines you would see on the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Hello, good morning, Nigeria Info.
Hello, my brother. Good morning. My name is Akanto.
Go on, Akanto. All right.
Yes, it is. He has no regret of nominating, not making in Fubara Governor Rivers. Yes, he did not make elected him. Before Rivers State elected him to be governor. And again, I want to ask, I don't know either we have a true governor of this state where minister will overnight himself with people to stone on the excellency the governor of Rivers State, Fubara. Let me tell you, Andrew, there was a governor in the Rivers State called Nyeso. There was a governor called Rotimi CBT Amechi. During the time of Rotimi Amechi, he led executive power, and he never comes to Riverside overnight bank when I begin to cut fashion, throwing stone to retail administration. And let me tell you again, free. And good luck, Jonathan is wife, Jonathan. But he had people behind. They were the stock instead to bring Nyeso Wike as the governor of Rivers. They never elected him. They brought him, giving enormous resources to fight the governor of Rotimi Amechi and his story. What was the relationship between Jonathan's family and Wike before he left office? Let me tell you, Bible says, he that so violence will reap violence. He that so crisis also will crisis. Whatever so on this we started to come back to him. Wike should allow Fubara to work. He has been working for less than 7 months or 8 months of administration. People are singing praises. Civil servants are singing. Civil servants receiving enormous resources to cushion the effects of the poverty. We can be able on the administration, on the civil servant River State.
Thank you.
Children are singing praises.
Point has been made, Akanto. Thank you very much. We have to move on to another caller. But also, let's also correct the impression. I don't know about enormous resources that was given to the former governor before he became governor under the administration of President Goodluck Jonathan. We know that, well, clearly the president was in support of him becoming governor, but whether enormous resources was given to him by the president, we don't know. So let's take that as well. But then the former president supported him to become governor. Nigeria Info, good morning.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
I am Mrs. Ucheke and I'm calling from Iche.
Okay, go ahead.
I have no regret, according to the Minister of FCT, to make Fubara a governor. And if I wanted an experiment to become a governor, nothing would have happened. And the question raised, was he an addict? Has he the capacity? What prompted such question? I believe the question is very simple. If you ask me, I will say yes. Does Wike make Fubara a governor? Yes. Ask me how. Fubara was Wike's candidate, and he pleaded for Rivers people to vote for him. He had all it takes to convince I and you, and we voted. So who convinced I and you to vote, and we voted, and his candidate won, makes the candidate a governor. Now, has he any power to make an Ikwere man a governor and nothing would have happened? Yes. The same pattern and manner he uses to make an Opobo man a governor. The same pattern he convinced I and you to vote, even when we never wanted to vote. Would have also been the same manner he would have also used to convince us, and we would have voted, even knowingly or unknowingly, and nothing also would have happened. I believe this thing is very simple. Were we supposed to vote for Tinubu being PDP people? The answer is no. We would have voted for our own party candidate. But we then went further in convincing us we should vote for Tinubu, and we voted. Did Tinubu win in Rivers State? Yes. So if the same man who has the capacity to convince you, even when you know you never wanted to do, and you finally do, has the capacity to even convince you to do wrongly or rightly, this thing is simple. He made him a governor, and that is it. I take it back.
All right, thank you very much. And then quickly, I think I'd like to make a correction. One of the messages that came in on WhatsApp. The truth is, yes, Dora was a minister information, I think, under the Yar'Adua administration. But I think most of us, many people, got used to her under the Obasanjo regime, Obasanjo administration, heading NAFDAC, and because of what she did there, it's almost as though her name has become synonymous to NAFDAC. When you mention her name, NAFDAC comes to mind. But she was also Minister of Information. So let me just get us to understand that clearly. On the Nation newspaper now, this one says, President orders probe of alleged 545 million naira fraud, Humanitarian Affairs Ministry. 21 governorship appeals for hearing at Supreme Court this week. EFCC did not take any from our office, says Dangote. Okay, that's how they put it on the Nation newspaper. And this one says police target 559 billion naira from registration of 11.8 million vehicles. Police target 59 billion naira from registration of 11.8 million vehicles. That's the headline on the Nation newspaper. If you get onto Facebook, you'd find several comments. If you haven't joined the Facebook family, you can do that now. Just go on Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. That is the handle on Facebook. So we need you to get on there and drop your comments. Again, Nigeria Info PH is the Facebook handle. Nigeria Info 92.3 PH on Facebook. On X, it is Nigeria Info PH. I'll take some of your comments now. This person says, public schools are in a dilapidated state. I believe with the leadership style of the governor, public schools in the state would be transformed. Wanyanwu Obioma Noble on Facebook sent that one in. Thank God Ability at Twigbu says, we'll soon know who is in charge in Rivers State. Man, no be God. Tinubu inherited Buhari's structure. Likewise, other state governors, and none of the state governors are quarreling. Thank God Ability, you sent that one in. Stanley also says, please, that's not. This one says, the minister's visit a staunch APC chieftain, Victor Giadom, today. He's saying he didn't regret supporting Fubara. Please watch his actions, not his words. That's another message there on Facebook. So you can drop some more. We'll be taking more of those messages. In the meantime, Nigeria Info, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Andrew.
You're welcome. What's your name, please?
Yes, my name is J.A. and I'm calling you from Rumigbo right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Andrew, I have no regrets supporting Fubara to power. I think that's the way it should go. For me, if you don't have regrets, and I know that Rivers people don't have regrets, then where is the problem, impeachment and all those coming from? Because I don't want to begin to insinuate here, but I know that all is not well, especially from the interview you are granted so far. So if you don't have regret, please, sir, I'm on my knees, allow Fubara to perform what he knows how to do best in Rivers State. And the former governor telling me that the lawmakers who defected from the PDP to the APC that is not aware. And Andrew, let me take you back to Ebonyi State. When Umahi defected from the PDP to APC, I also take you to Cross River State. When Ayade defected from the PDP to APC, he said, and I quote, that they should drop whatever position the PDP has given them, that they can go empty-handed because votes are not transferred. How come he has not organized another press conference to ask these people now, who everybody alleged that they are his boys, to go Umahi and that of Ayade. Yes, he's not aware of the one that happened under his nose. Who does that now, Andrew? So as far as I'm concerned, I think that since he doesn't have regret, let's all work together and let peace reign in Rivers State and allow Fubara his hand and free hand to work as a governor. Nobody will say, when the time comes, we know who is in charge, and the person in charge is similar to Fubara. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Let's get on to another caller now. This one. Okay, I think we lost that one. On X, this message here says from Amara_Gracie, government should remember GSS Oyigbo when they start the next phase of public school renovation. GSS Oyigbo is currently under rehabilitation but has been abandoned since 2015. Skifu Piro says, since one person can make one person governor, what is the need of voting? Mr. Yo says, good morning, sir. Happy New Year. Okay, Ian Wike said if he wanted to make a Korean governor, that nobody would stop him. I am Yo. And I say that is a lie. Skillful_Piro says, FCT Minister said he does not regret making Siminalayi Fubara governor. Those who are fighting because of Seaman, Governor Seaman Wike should rest their case. Tony Anthony on X says, if the allegation against Betty Edu is anything to go by, she should be relieved of her duty and prosecuted. Well, investigations are on. Let's wait and see how it's handled at the end of the day. Lorenzo Delight says, government of Rivers State should look into poor conditions of primary and secondary schools, especially in Ichie. Teachers should be employed as well as other staffs. Better Edu should be properly investigated and the monies should be accounted for if found guilty. Those are some of the headlines you received there. Let's get on to WhatsApp now and take some messages before we go on a commercial. Good morning. Former Governor Wike did not make Fubara governor, but chose him to run for the position. It is the people of Rivers State that voted for him and made him governor. Unless he's telling us that he wrote the results single-handedly, in any democratic system, it is the people that vote. Odimegu Sonny Didia. This person says, this one says, former governor said he did not regret making Sim governor and that as of that time, no one had the power to stop him. FCT Minister, I want to remind you that the power you had as a governor is the same power Sim now has. You should focus on Abuja and allow the governor be. Eze King Boy sent that one on WhatsApp. Another person here on WhatsApp says, please, FCT Minister's comment on having no regrets over Fubara becoming governor. How interested is he in making peace? But Fubara is very far from making peace, as he claims. My advice to him, please, Mr. Governor, don't set up the drum you cannot beat. Womet from Elele. The governor of Rivers State should, as a matter of urgency, look into the public schools in the state. Fidelis Elemoa, you sent that one in on WhatsApp. Another person here says, I have no regrets making Fubara governor. I think it's better we say supporting, because when you say making, it sounds off. The former governor, now minister, supported Fubara to become governor of Rivers State. I think it makes more sense that way. Because when you say make, it's as though... So the people that voted, what did they vote for? Round face. That was your message. I'll take one more and then we go for a commercial. Good morning. Former Governor Wike should stop this political tension in the state and just face his new job as minister. Ifeanyi Chukwu Umodu sent that one in. Thank you very much. My name is Ifeanyi Andrew. We take a commercial now. Afterwards, business news at 7. So do stay tuned.